Aha. What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Aha. We back again. This is the recap of my career, year 2. If you haven't seen year 1, please go watch that. Right here, go watch that. And if you have seen year 1, let's get into it.
Mr. Aha.
Hey, falling to Akbekus like a beast. Hey, now me be the captain of our ship. Sail.
So the quick backstory is, after year 1, I finished in 2nd Division France in Denain. We weren't that good. You know, I was making $2,200 a month. The agent that I had at the time was promising me that I would get $8,000 a month when I would go to my new team, which would be in 1st Division. None of that happened. I ended up signing to Quimper in Bretagne, the northwest of France, where it rains a lot. I don't know, geography lesson for the day for you. You're welcome.
This is how you do gear. I mean, look at this. Like, this is like 2 of everything, and like, this is crazy. Like, hold on. Another one. Shorts, another one. Pants, another one. Beanie, that's the only one. Hoodie, another one. Shirt, nah. Another one. Jacket, all right, that's the only one. Feel me? Little travel pack and a backpack. Like, hold on. They looking out for dudes, and they said this is just a starter pack. I like it.
But yeah, I was kind of disappointed, honestly, going into that season because my agent at the time promised me all these things, and, you know, neither of them happened. So I went there. And also, keep in mind, the reputation of Quimper at the time before that season was...
they're a team that you like to play against because, you know, you're going to beat them.
And I don't think they had made the playoffs since 2006, 2007. So going in there, I was motivated to just, you know, do my job and get out. But before that, I'm a Nigerian citizen. I only have a Nigerian passport. I had visa issues, so I was stuck in America waiting for my visa to get there. So I missed the first 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks of preseason. Then I finally got there, we landed, and I think within 2 days, I played against Nantes in Leaders Cup at home, and we lost. And I wasn't that good. But spoiler alert, that was the only game we lost that season at home. We'll get to that later. But anyway, the expectations of the team was, you know, be competitive, but I don't really think anyone picked us to make the playoffs, which was, you know, the story of my career up until that point. You know, even going back to college. But, you know, I met some of the guys. We had a good group of guys on and off the court. David Jackson, Lucas Dussoulier, Ryan Reed, Corey Thomas, love him to death. He ended up coming later during the season. Kenny Baptiste, Charlie Ponton. But yeah, we had a solid team for France. You know, we were trying to figure each other out, as most teams do during the season. And we weren't great. You know, we lost our first game against Saint-Chamond, but then we beat Paris at home. And I think we won 3 in a row. But after the first 9 games, we were like 5-4, and we weren't anything special. But then something changed in December. I remember this, December. It was like right before my birthday, we just went on a streak and we won 9 games in a row. From December to February, we won 9 games in a row. But before that, you know, I'm not playing Euro Cup or Champions League or any European competition, so it's 1 game a week. And back then, you know, with the international breaks, we had a break in November, we had a break for New Year's, and we had a break in February. So I remember I would go back to America and spend time there. But because of what my agent at the time did to me, you know, how he lied to me, I kind of knew that I was gonna fire him. And I went back to LA for New Year's, and I met with a few agents. But I knew that I wanted to sign with ComSport, who I'm with right now. You know, we had a relationship before, and it was all friendly, all getting to know each other, and it was very respectful. But I ended up signing with ComSport, Buna Njai, Jeremy, and Andrew. My guys, I'm never leaving them no matter what. You know, they've taken care of me. But that's when our relationship officially started professionally, when I went back during that New Year's. But anyway, so I signed with them and I came back, and they had the game plan for me where it's kill this season, do what you need to do, get them to the playoffs, and we will get you to 1st Division France next season. season, and then after that, we got to get you to European competition. So they they told me what I needed to do, and I was on board completely. So I went back after the break, and I was even more motivated, and we continued the streak. And like as I said before, it ended up being a 9-game winning streak, and we were just dominant at home. Especially, we didn't lose at home at all in the regular season, and I was one of the best players in the league, and I think I was like second in MVP voting that year behind Tyron Johnson, great player, shout out to you, make him pay. Yeah, we're going into February after the winning streak comes to an end, and we start hearing something about COVID. I'm like, what the hell is COVID? Is that related to Kobe Bryant?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
No. COVID-19, and I said, well, where is that? You know, we're seeing videos of people falling out in China and Wuhan, and I can't lie to you, when I first heard about it, I was scared immediately. I was like, this does not sound good. And everyone around the team was like,
oh, it's staying over there, it's not gonna come over here, it's staying over there, it's not gonna come over here. Don't worry about it.
and I'm just like, okay, but are you seeing what it's apparently doing to these people? Anyway, so, you know, obviously we're hearing about COVID and all of that, but we still gotta play games. You know, it hadn't landed in Europe yet. And by the time it officially landed in Europe, everyone was like,
Oh, okay, this might be trouble.
we kept playing, and I think we were 17-7 at the time. And then my boy Rudy Gobert, he touched the microphones, and that was like the day where everything stopped, from what I remember. The NBA shut down, and EuroLeague shut down, and all the leagues shut down. And I remember we were at practice, we just got to practice, and my coach, Laurent Flores, you know, he came out and he was like, it's over. I'm like, what are you talking about, it's over? He said, it's no more games, shut down, go home, and just, you know, stay in touch. And everyone is kind of like sitting there like, is this the apocalypse? No! No! Oh man, it was scary. Obviously, I'm not the only one that went through this, so it's not like special to me. I'm just telling you my story. But yeah, it was just a scary moment, and no one really had any idea what to expect. No one really had the answers. So I remember going back home, and it was like, yo, just be in France, away from my family, which I'm used to, but for who knows how long. So we finished 17-7 that year. I think I averaged 16-7, something like that. My percentages were pretty good. I finished second behind Tyron Johnson in the MVP voting, but obviously no one got the award technically because COVID ended the season. But I knew that I had done enough to be in first division if there was a next season, because, you know, at that point, there was just no answers. Anyway, I remember going home in Quimper and knowing that I would be stuck in France for that coming summer at least. And mentally, it was really, really tough because, yeah, I'm cool with living overseas. I'm cool with being by myself. I don't get homesick, but I need that summer to recharge, and I need that summer to get my mind right. And it was tough. I remember my sleep schedule was so nasty.
It's right now, it's 11:30. And I haven't been asleep since 3 p.m. yesterday.
I would play video games all night, and I would go to sleep at like 8 a.m. and I'd wake up at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. It was crazy. And then the world was just upside down. I'm watching people's stories. I'm looking outside and there's nothing.
Last day of March, one of the worst months of my life. My sleep schedule was so fucked that yesterday I went to sleep at 7:30 in the morning, woke up at 6:37 p.m.
Oh yeah, also in France at the time, you needed a permission slip signed every single day that you went out in case the police stopped you. You know, you needed to let them know where you're going and why you're going there and how long you expect to be out. So that was kind of scary. I actually never got pulled over by the police every time I went out. But the only time I went out was for groceries, you know, once every 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, it was just crazy, but Buna and Andrew, they told me, you know, you've done enough. There was a few teams looking at me for the next season, and they were all first division France, you know, like the lower end teams. So for me, I could have a little bit of peace of mind knowing that I did enough to get out of second division, because I didn't want to be labeled as a second division guy my whole career. So before everything shut down, I gotta tell you guys about my most memorable game from that season. It ended up being our last home game of that season. It was early March sometime, I think March 6th or whatever. But we played a team called Aix-Maurienne, and we beat them at their place, and they came and they had a great scorer, Ronald March, Bucket Man Ron, shout out to you. But you know, we went into that game undefeated at home, so the expectation was to keep winning. And I remember there was a play, someone drove baseline, and I went up vertical, tried to block it, and my legs got taken out from underneath me, and I like cut open my nose. They called a foul on me, and I think it was the third quarter if I'm not mistaken. But I had to come out the game. I was bleeding, I was cut up, and I was out of the game for like 7 to 8 minute game time period. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was out for a bit. And when I came back, we were down like double digits, like 15 or 16 points. And it was emotional because it was like, yo, protect our home court. We don't lose at home. And I remember coming back into the game, we had on white jerseys and there's just blood everywhere. Like my nose is like stitched up, bandaged. I couldn't breathe out of my nose properly. And then something happened where I just went on a crazy run and led us back to victory. And it was an emotional moment. I was crying after the game because we won, and you know, COVID was coming, so we didn't know how many games we had left, but it ended up being my best game of the season too. I think I had 25 and we won after looking like we would lose, and I had some big buckets down the stretch. But yeah, it ended up being our last game of the season at home as well. So that was a special game for me and for us, and I'll never forget my time in Quimper because of that game especially. But yes, COVID season, 17-7, second in MVP. I did enough despite COVID to get out. Yeah, proud of myself for that season because it took me to the next level. And you know, that's one of those seasons where, God forbid, I could have got hurt and you guys would have never known who Chima Moneke was. And that's been the year 2 recap, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys truly. I've been through a lot. I want to do this to inspire you guys that are in lower divisions, who are young, who want to know what it's really like. And I've gone through some tough years. I've just been grinding to get to where I'm at. So I want to be a role model for a lot of people who are in situations where they can't wait to be out of. And I'm here for you guys, and I'm just doing my part and showing my story. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about year 2. Follow me here, here, and here. And I'll see you in the next video.